Hello everyone, Amanda here with Crafting with Amanda, and I am with our January C2C 24 Coast to Coast collaboration. And our 4 prompts this month are seasons, complementary colors, tools, and acronyms. These are all from the Story by Stacy collection. And what we do each month is pull one from each of the 4 categories. Well, this month, Dana Terry from Designs by Dana and I kind of decided that we wanted to add another layer. So we are also going to show you adding stencils in our projects. So for seasons, I have this great photo of our son. He must have been 2 years old or so. We're at the farm and he is just playing in puddles. I'm guessing it's either late spring, early summer, because he's in shorts. And when we were in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, the short weather was very small season, and it was typically just summer. So I've grabbed my sample of cardstocks that Close to My Heart used to sell to makers or consultants at that time, and they don't anymore. So I need to make some more of my own and label them. But by using this, I can kind of find the colors that are in the photos that I want to use with my project. And because one of the prompts is complementary colors, I'm going to also use the color wheel. So I have a file, and I will put a link for that below in the description, of all of the paper packs going back, I want to say, into the early 2000s from Close to My Heart. And I can search by specific colors. So I went through with my color chips, those cardstock samples, and I wrote down clover, willow, bluebird, and I think sapphire. And then I went and picked paper packs from my collection with those colors in them. And then on the color wheel, the opposite of the blue is orange, or a golden yellow, I'll call it. And because of the red hair, and again, that's another indication that it's summer, our son would go almost strawberry blonde in the summer, but a carrot top and a little bit darker in the winter. So I'm pulling all of the papers that will work with my photos, and then I will figure out what I'm going to do with them later on. Now, this fresh paint paper pack kind of intrigued me just because it had the drips on it, and with the water splashes, I thought that that would work really well together. I love all the colors in this because there's not a lot of colors in my photos themselves. There's the green, there's the blue plaid of his shirt, and then there's the water puddle. We had clay in our driveway, so clay and rocks. So there's not, so that's primarily it. The green, the sandy clay color, and then his red hair. So that's where I'm kind of going with this, or what I'm thinking about. Now there are 21 photos here, and I didn't want to leave one of them out. I have gotten really good lately of telling the story with fewer photos, but these photos just capture too much joy, too much intrigue, too much wonder. At first he was hesitant to go and play in the puddle, but when he found out that I truly meant that he had the green light, he embraced it. He went and got his truck. He would sit down right in the middle of it. The one photo that I have on the left shows where his bottom is all dirty because sure enough, he just sat down and splashed, and he just had a ball. Our tub was definitely worse for the wear after bath time that night. But I just love these photos. So what I'm going to do to get all of these on a layout is I'm going to use some flip flaps, and I'm going to use actually one flip flap, and then I'm going to use some photo pockets, but I'm going to fold them so they kind of act like flip flaps, but little books for my photos. So here I'm going to have a set of 3 photos in a page pocket, and then this I'm going to fold up like a little mini book. So there's 5 photos there, so I think that's perfect. And then I'm going to use it another way here on the left page, and you'll see that later. So here I'm just folding it. I'm putting those inks on it just to kind of hold it down. And what I'm going to do is cut the 3 hole punch side off of that so that it doesn't interfere with the layout or become more bulk that I need to deal with. So here you can see that I've put these 3 photos in an accordion style of that pocket page, and then one of the flip flaps, that's the taller one, so that it can flip open upwards, but it's also going to help hold the other accordion style photo pockets down. So I thought that I was going to have two straight lines kind of mirroring each other on this layout, but as I'm looking at it after I matted all the photos, I decided that I needed to change that up. It was just too not close matchy enough, but it wasn't visually working for me. I so wish I had more of that rainbow splatter paint paper from the Fresh Paint. This is a title from Central Park, I believe. And then I was on Zoom. I do a weekly Zoom with my crafty friends, and we were on Zoom, and I was at a stopping point. I didn't know what I wanted to do because I didn't have much more of that Fresh Paint rainbow paper left. So we came up with doing some circles, and that would allow me to bring those colors across both pages, but I needed more. And if you remember from the beginning, I had pulled out a piece that was kind of a golden yellow with the bluebird on the back of it, and so I'm gonna end up punching some bigger circles out of that. You can use a thin cut, you can use a Cricut, you can use any cutting machine that you want to cut your circles if you want to emulate this layout. I just happen to have punches. I haven't kept all of my punches. I've probably given half of them away. I am gaining a few more punches though from my mom's collection. So they're convenient, they're easy, they're fast, they're right here. So I have 2 buckets of punches, and that's what I am limiting myself to because I only have so much room in my craft room. So here you can see that I've played with where I want to have these circles, and the dark blue circle, the bluebird circle, actually has waves on it like water because it's from the Beach Days collection. I think that's the name of it. And so all of those, even though they're kind of at angles, a few of them, I will make sure that the water waves on it are oriented correctly. And here I'm going to show you my simple way of creating a hinge for this accordion album, or this accordion of the pocket page, is to just use a clear plastic tape, and I'm going to tape it from one side, and then I'm going to tape it to the other side. And you can see when I varnish it down good, you can't even really see the edges of the tape. It works out beautifully. The bottom photo is going to cover the rest of that tape that you really could see against the background color. And this will just be a nice little tidy explosion of photos. So I did decide to mat this base photo on white. Originally I was thinking I was going to put color behind it, but with the circles and everything else going on, it got too muddy, which is appropriate for a puddle page, but it just got too busy for my eye. So I went ahead and decided to just anchor that with white. Now to put my flip flap on this, you can see that I'm holding it where I want it, and then using my piercing tool, I'm just getting the plastic that covers the adhesive off of it, and then that's good to go. And you can kind of see where that flip flap holds down that rest of the accordion. Now I got this stencil out because it has kind of that feel for water drops or water spray, and I will apologize, I did not film when I was actually using my stencil paste. I apologize for that, or textured paste I should say, but I am showing you here how I matted that stencil so that I'm only going to get what will look like water splashes to me. And I just have some thin painter's tape, they call it. It's a paper tape, not a real super sticky, kind of a medium sticky if you want to know. So I'm just using small pieces of that around the outside stencil. And then you can see here where I chose to put my little splashes and how well they turned out. I really apologize for not having the photo or the footage of me creating the stencils because I love the reveal, but I also opened a brand new jar of texture paste, and it was so smooth and it was so fun to work with. And my last video from last Sunday was not. I had to really mix it up because it was the end of the jar, so it was a lot of fun to do this today. So here you can see that I just grabbed some of that red scoreline tape to make sure that I get a real strong connection between the pocket page and my layout here. And then I'm just using that bone folder to help train it to stay closed. Now when I put these in a page protector, I will actually cut a slit on either side of the photo on the right hand page so that those two flaps will be on the outside of the page protector. And I will do the same thing with the left hand page, as I will cut a slip across the top of the flip flap and pull that through, and then along the right hand edge of that page pocket and pull it through. So both of those will be seated on the outside of my page protector. Now here's some more stickers that I found with the Central Park collection, and there's one has LOL on it, which is perfect for our acronym prompt. So I have tools as far as stencils and the textured paste and spatula to apply that. I will also add some shimmer brush here in a minute, just because I felt like there was too much of that green and I needed to kind of break it up. So I've just taken some scrap paper on my desk to cover my photos, and then with my really juicy black shimmer brush, I'm just splattering some kind of relief images on this layout. And I want to note that for balance on the page, not only did the circles go across, but I also matted both the title of Fun in the Sun and the journaling on the right hand page with that same paper in the background. So this is it. We have met the criteria and we have another layout that's ready to go in the book. I love that there's so many photos on this telling the story, showing the wonder and joy of youth. I love that part of scrapbooking, of being able to capture those moments, and photos do tell so many stories. Now in the link below the video links below the video description for all the gals: Brianna from My Life on Paper, Mel from Mel Scrappin', Holly from Ivy Cole Creations, Linda the scrapbooking photographer, and Dana Designs by Dana will all be in those links. Check out what they did too.